it's Adonis. Welcome to MyNext2016. I'm so excited. We're just going to kick this thing off right now. This is week number 1. I'm talking about mind management in the moment. I'm also going to be talking to you about 3 different things: managing your emotions, your highs and your lows, positive and negative thoughts, and also staying focused in the middle of distraction. So here we go. Hope you're ready. You may want to grab a pen, paper, take some notes. This is going to be exciting, and don't have a lot of time with you, but it's going to be powerful. So here it is. Number 1, managing your emotions in the highs and the lows. You know, we're kicking off a brand new year, so everybody's excited, and that is okay to be excited. You need to be excited. You're dreaming again. It's a brand new year. You're setting goals, and right now your emotions are at a very high moment in your life. So I wish you could just take that and bottle that all up, because you're going to need it as you get on the journey of going after those goals. So right now, when you manage that, just begin to think about the things that cause you to have a high energy when you're setting those goals and your emotions are high. Think about those things. You want to write them down, because you're going to have to go back and revisit those when you hit those low moments. And guess what? You will have low moments. You're going to have those moments. Unfortunately, it happens, but it doesn't mean that you're going the wrong direction. It's just part of the process. You're going to have those moments where slam doors happen, where rejection happens. But when you go back and revisit those high energy moments, it's going to help keep you moving forward. Okay, so that's it right there. Number 2, the positive and negative thoughts. Here's the deal, guys. You got to begin to understand that when you're dreaming, when you're visualizing, and you're thinking positive things, every now and then when you have a positive thought, is going to come along with a negative emotion. So here's how you balance that out. Let's say you have a goal, as many people do around the world this year. They want to get back into the gym. Let's say you have a positive thought of getting up in the morning and working out. Well, that's a positive thought, but sometimes it comes along with a negative emotion, and then you try to tell yourself, oh, I don't want to get out of bed, and that's where you got to combat that. You got to stay positive. Or maybe you have a positive thought of, I'm going to gain some new knowledge. I'm going to start reading, I'm going to read a book this year. I'm going to read 10 books this year. And the moment you start off, then you come up with all those excuses and you start thinking about how much time that's going to be. Listen, that's that negative emotion. And that's where you got to understand, you got to push through and keep moving forward and do those positive things that are going to help keep you on track and get you to your destiny. And so that's it right there with the point number 2, positive and negative thoughts. And listen, here's the deal. If you do want to read a book, here's the infomercial. Make sure you grab my book Next. You can go to getyournextbook.com. It'll help keep you on track. And so number 3, staying focused in the middle of distractions. I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than distractions when you're trying to stay focused and reach your goals. You know, later on in this series of My Next 2016, we'll be talking about some mind monsters that can distract you as well. But you got to identify the distractions that keep you from doing the things that you want to do. And I'm talking about identifying those distractions. It could be in the form of people. That's right. People can throw you off course with their opinions and what they think. And so also find the things that are drawing your focus away from the things that you want to be doing. And also stay away from the distraction of comparison. Listen, you be you. Don't compare yourself with anybody else, because the moment you start comparing yourself with other people, that distracts you from being who you're supposed to be and doing the things that you need to be doing to get you on the way to living your dreams and your destiny, okay? Hey guys, hope this helped you. I'm going to be coming back in just a few seconds here with some action steps that will get you to your destiny. All right, guys, I'm back with your action steps for week number 1. Here we go. First thing, write this down. Make a list of all the activities that tend to fuel your emotions and keep you energized. This is going to be so important, once again, because when you hit those low moments, you're going to have a list you can go back to and refer to, that you can start doing some activities and doing some action things that do away with those negative thoughts that try to drain you. So make a list of those activities now that are going to keep the energy level at an all-time high as you stay on your journey. Number 2, identify those negative thoughts that tend to drain you. And so when they pop into your head and you start feeling that energy just go out of your body and just you're depleted, identify those thoughts and you got to combat those thoughts, okay? So you'll never know how to deal with them if you don't know what they are. So make sure you understand, you identify those thoughts that come into your head that drain you. And the third one here, I love this one, make a list of practical things that you can do to keep yourself focused on the goal. These could be a plethora of things. For me, I love Post-it notes, and I put them in my bathroom mirror, but I have scripture on there, quotes on there, motivational quotes on there as well. So whatever you need to do, you've got to begin to do some things that are going to keep you motivated, because listen, you are in it to win it. You are in it to win it, okay? All right, guys, listen, we're going to have a fun week as we keep talking about these things. I want to hear your stories as well, or just your process. What are you doing to stay motivated? What are you doing to stay encouraged? All right. We're back, week number 2 of My Next 2016. I'm excited. You guys did awesome last week. Thank you for all the stories and sharing in the comments. So here we go. Get ready, week number 2. What we're talking about right now is getting unstuck and start moving forward. This is so paramount for you, because so many people, once again, they stay stuck because of a plethora of different things, maybe fears or things that happened in the past. You know, Don Shula said it this way. He said, the start is what stops most people. And so I don't believe you want to be stopped. And so we're going to talk about a few things that are going to help make some movement and get you going, get you out of the gate, and get you on the track and headed in the direction that you want to be. So we're going to talk about 3 things. Number 1, we're going to talk about letting go of yesterday. Number 2, we're going to talk about watching out for the routines. And number 3, we're going to talk about prevailing over procrastination. That is so important. Okay, here we go. Number 1, you got to let go of yesterday. So many people stay stuck because of what happened in the past, okay? Maybe a past failure, past disappointment, whatever that is. You have to make a decision that if you're going to go forward, quit looking backwards, okay? Quit looking behind you. If you want to move forward, you have to look forward, okay? You have to look towards the future. So once again, you've got to make that decision. Maybe somebody wronged you. Listen, you got to forgive that person. Or maybe something didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. Or maybe you tried to step out in faith before and go after your goal, go after your dream, and you crashed and burned. Well, listen, it's time to give yourself a clean slate and start moving forward, okay? Number 2, you have to watch out for the routines. You know, there's nothing worse than a routine, because what a routine will begin to do, it'll begin to build a rut. You know, you'll be waking up every Monday morning doing the same thing over and over and over. And then Tuesday, you're doing the same thing over and over. So listen, you got to switch things up a little bit. You got to begin to get out of that routine, because routines will cause you to become comfortable. Listen, you got to get uncomfortable and you got to start moving, okay? So watch out for the routines that you know, you just get on autopilot, and it doesn't take a lot of energy or even thought process to do the work or do whatever it is that you're doing. So watch out for those routines and begin to switch things up. You know, here's an easy practical thing you can do to switch things up, break your routine. I tell people, start where you are. You know, when you go to your favorite restaurant, don't order the same thing all the time. Switch it up. Pick something brand new on the menu. Don't drive to work the same way. Take a different route. Whatever you have to do, start where you are. Start breaking up those routines, okay? Because routines, they eventually turn into ruts. And in ruts, you eventually get stuck, okay? We want to keep moving forward. And then number 3, this is the biggie right here. You got to start overcoming procrastination. That's right. You got to prevail over procrastination. Listen, take it out of your vocabulary. I'll do it tomorrow. Okay? I'll do it next week. Or I'll do it when the time is right. That's procrastinating. Listen, you got to get busy and you got to start going after your dreams, your goals. Don't procrastinate, because when you put it off till tomorrow, we all know tomorrow will never come. It'll never get here, okay? Don't procrastinate. Get up and start doing those things that you're dreaming about, doing the things that you know you should be doing right now, okay? Because the longer you procrastinate, guess what? Somebody else is going to start going after your dream and living the life that you've imagined. So get up and move beyond procrastination, all right? Now here's some action steps. This is really one action step we want to work on. And what I believe we can do is to start just implementing some small things that can cause us to get used to having action in our lives, to doing something. And so we're going to talk about forming a habit of action, okay? It could be any action, but I want to challenge you, because statistics say it takes about 21 days to form a habit. So I want to challenge everybody in the Next Step group for the next 21 days. Pick one action thing that you can do every single day. Now what this is going to do, it's going to force you to stay committed for 21 days. And so whatever that action step is, you decide what it is, but don't set yourself up for failure. So here's a bad example right here. For somebody to say, you know what, I'm going to run 10 miles every day for 21 days. Listen, you set yourself up for failure if you can't even run around the block, okay? So don't set yourself up for failure. But here's an easy example of what you can do. For the next, you don't have to choose this one, but I'm just giving you an example. So for the next 21 days, pick one person every day that you can send an encouraging message to. Maybe a text message, a Facebook message, or an email. For 21 days, choose one person every day that you can do that. And what that's going to cause you to do is to stay committed, because it's going to require action for you to pick up your phone, message somebody, put some thought process into who you're going to reach out and encourage. And that's what I want to get you into the habit of doing, is moving and creating action. And so let's try that for 21 days. You pick whatever it is that you're going to do. Once again, don't have some big audacious thing that you're going to do, because you're going to set yourself up for failure. This is starting small, but what I'm trying to do is to get you in the habit of working towards a goal that you set, and it's going to also bring you to a higher level of being committed to the goals that you set. Okay, so I'm excited about this. 21 days, guys. Here's our challenge. For 21 days, challenge yourself to do something. Maybe it's even reading a book. Say you're going to read a chapter a day. Well, you know what? If you don't know any books out there, I got one for you right here. Don't forget, you can pick up my book. Yes, the infomercial. And but grab my book next. GetYourNextBook.com, and just a chapter a day. Whatever it is that you're going to do for 21 days, and I guarantee you, you're going to get in the habit of following through with your commitments. Hey everybody, welcome to MyNext2016 week number 3. Throughout this week, we're going to be talking about facing our fears, conquering our fears, getting past our fears. You know, fear is that one thing that if you allow it to, it will hold you back and it will keep you stuck. And I believe I'm talking to a group of people that you're ready to move beyond your fears. Now, we're going to kick this week off just a little bit differently. I want to challenge you right now to think back and when you were just a little kid. Some of us may have to think back a little bit further than others, depending on our age, I don't know. But think back when you were a little kid and all it took for you was maybe a t-shirt of your favorite superhero, or if you didn't have a t-shirt, then all it took was that cape. You remember that red cape, aka the towel from your mom's laundry room, and you would take that towel, you'd wrap it around your neck, and before long you were flying or jumping from the love seat to the sofa to the coffee table in one single bound. That's right, as a kid, you were not afraid of anything. You didn't allow anything to stop you from having fun. You know, maybe your parents were a little scared of it because they would yell at you and say, hey, quit doing that. You're going to break your leg. You're going to get hurt. And so, but as a kid, we didn't even acknowledge the fears that were out there. So I want us to begin to understand as we have become adults, then we start looking at the risk factor. We start looking at the what if I fail factor. We start looking at the cost factor of reaching our dreams and our goals. And we just start looking at the factor, what if it never happens? And so we allow fear to set in. But I believe throughout this week, we're going to start facing our fears and getting beyond our fears. You know, I talk about that in part 3 of my book. I talk about facing fears in several chapters. And so I want to encourage you out there, listen, don't let anything stop you from moving forward into your destiny. Don't let anything stop you or scare you away from what God has in store for you, okay? Now, I believe one of the best things that we can do, and the best ways we can get over our fears, is by hearing other people's story of maybe a fear that they were faced with, but they made some steps and they got beyond that fear. So I want to kick this off, and I'm going to put some responsibility on you guys, because I'm sure we've all had to face fears, and it could be a plethora of different fears. You know, there's top 10 fears in the country, and one of them is public speaking. You know, and I'll just share some of my story. I remember in school, I did not like speech class. I did not like debate class where I had to get up and give a report, man. I was so afraid the night before. I was so nauseous thinking about standing in front of about 15 people and giving a speech. But you know what? I had to face those fears, and I'm so glad I did, because I believe I'm being used today to speak into the lives of people around the world. So listen, you can get over your fears. And so what I want you to do right now is just think about a fear that you had to face and that you conquered it. It could be anything, but I want to challenge you to share that on our Next Step group. Share that, because I believe there's somebody in the group that they can benefit from your story, because chances are maybe we face some of the same fears and we need to hear from you. So I want to kick it off this week by us sharing our stories of how we got over our fears. Some of you could be right in the middle of getting through your fear. That's a great story to share, okay? So let's kick it off. We're going to share our story of how we accomplished the goal of getting over fear. And then throughout the week, guys, we'll still be also be posting some great stuff, information. Love the Q&A that's going on. I love the posting that I'm seeing within the group. But let's spend this week helping one another get over our fears, okay? This is it, My Next 2016, week number 3, Facing Your Fears. Hey, welcome My Next Step group. Here we are in week number 4 of My Next 2016. We've been having a great time with this campaign, so I'm excited about this week. We're going to be talking about increasing your capacity. That's right, you know, preparation is the key to your success. So I want to kick this off by asking you this one question. What are you doing right now that is preparing you to get to where you want to go tomorrow? Listen, that is so key. You've got to get in the preparation mode right now and get ready to reach your dreams and reach your goals. You know, when I think about the word capacity, I wrote about it in my book, in part 4 of my book Next. That's right. If you don't have the book, make sure you get it. You can go to getyournextbook.com. I mean, it's helping people all over. Just had a guy come up to me today and said, man, I started reading your book and my business was in a slump, and I got my attitude right, started looking for opportunities, and things started going on the uptick. So listen, I'm telling you, you got to get a hold of this book. But in part 4, I talk about increasing your capacity. I want to read you just a little preface here in part 4. It says, one of the definitions of the word capacity is the ability or power to do a task. If you are serious about reaching your dreams and stepping into your next, then you will have to gain the ability to do the things necessary to reach them. Okay, it's all up to you. You will have to grow in certain areas of your life and stretch beyond your comfort zone. I'm telling you, listen, you'll never reach your goal if you stay in your comfort zone. So here we go, guys. I got some couple points I want to go over with you today. I hope you're taking notes. Go back and review the video as well. So here we go. Number 1, you've got to learn something you don't know. Because here's the deal, if you're dreaming about something, maybe you got a goal, well listen, maybe there's some knowledge that you still need to acquire and gain to get you there. So learn something you don't know, okay? We can all sharpen our skills. We can all read a book, maybe watch a webinar, a free webinar online, take an online course. You know, I happen to be filming this video inside of our kitchen at home, and if you know my wife, Heather Lindsay, she's a wonderful cook. She's very creative when she's cooking, and so, but she's always reaching out and gaining more knowledge because she wants to become better at it. And so just the other day, we were at the bookstore, and she bought 2 cookbooks, you know. She has a goal to for our family to start eating more healthier, so she's gaining knowledge. What is she doing? She's already a wonderful cook, an expert at it, but she's still gaining knowledge. She's buying books, she's reading, and she's sharpening her skills. So I want to encourage all of you, listen, this week, learn something you don't know. That is going to be a key for you to get to your next level. Okay, number 2, you got to shift your thinking. That's right. This is an easy one here. Well, for some people, I don't know, but you know, this is something you've got to challenge yourself. When I mean shift your thinking, you've got to start thinking some positive thoughts. You've got to, instead of thinking everything is going to go wrong, start thinking everything is going to go right. When you take a step of faith and you begin to go after your dreams, listen, you got to believe in your heart of hearts and start thinking in your mind that things are going to work out, and that's going to give you some momentum and encouragement to keep moving forward, okay? Start thinking you can. Because the moment we begin to dream, and usually our dreams are much bigger than where we are right now, the first thought that pops into our mind is, I could never do that. Listen, that's the thought you got to get out of your mind and start thinking that you can. Okay, that is very important. Practice that this week. Don't allow those negative thoughts to talk you out of something that you want to do. Start thinking you can. Start thinking it's possible. Start thinking that if you get some momentum going, that you can get to where you want to go. Okay, it all starts in your mind. Okay, you got to shift your thinking in a positive direction. Okay, and then the third one here, this is one of my favorites. I talk about this in the book as well, in the chapter of increasing your capacity, is make a new connection. Okay, that is going to be so vital for you, because chances are so many times we spend all of our energy trying to figure things out on our own, but chances are there's somebody out there that's doing what you're dreaming about doing. And so I want to encourage you to make that connection, make a new connection, reach out. You know, there's so many people that put things online that are doing what you want to do. You can begin to research that. And so it may not mean that you're that connection is going to be a buddy-buddy connection with you, or a sit-down or a coffee at Starbucks with you, but they put a lot of stuff online. So here's a prime example. Some of you know the famous author John Acuff. He lives right here in Nashville, Tennessee, and he's written several books. One is Do Over, one is Start. Just a phenomenal author and a writer, speaker. And so a couple of years ago, man, I just started connecting with John online. And what I mean by that, I subscribe to his blog. I get a lot of his emails, and I'm watching what he's doing and learning. Because you know what? Don't reinvent the wheel. When somebody's doing what you already want to be doing one day, listen, if they're already doing it, then you know what? Chances are they've got information online that you can download, that you can watch some videos or just some things that they're doing. And so I reached out, I made that connection. You got to get out of your comfort zone, reach out, make a new connection. And I was very fortunate making that connection with John Acuff online. And then just the other day, we connected for a little coffee for an hour. So I was able to sit down with him for an hour and begin to ask him questions and get advice. And just a wonderful time. But I'm telling you, those connections are out there. And so I want to challenge you this week. Get busy. Make a new connection, and I'm telling you, it's going to give you some momentum. You're going to begin to learn some things that you didn't know, because we don't know it all, let's be honest. And so when you make that new connection, it's going to give you some wisdom, some key insights, and then it's going to motivate you and keep you moving in the right direction, okay? It's all about increasing your capacity, your ability to do more. So, hey, listen, we're going to have a great time this week. I'm so excited to see all the posts that are happening inside of our Next Step group. Some great things are happening. People are stepping out, launching out, and encouraging one another. That's the number one important thing, guys. Listen, don't ever get so tunnel vision of where you're headed without looking to somebody else and encouraging them as well, okay? So let's do that. Let's keep it going and keep the interaction going. And I'll be posting some other stuff this week as well. So, hey, listen, MyNext 2016, week number 4, increasing your capacity.